A girl sewed herself a zombie mask and raised an army of 1 million walkers. Hello all. This is Jacobson and this is a brief retelling of the 13th and 14th episodes of the 9th season of the zombie series The Walking Dead. You can see the previous episodes at the links in the video description. As soon as this video gets 300 likes, I will release the next part. Also leave your comments, it will help promote the video. Have fun watching it.
In the woods, after their daring escape from the Whisperers, Daryl blames Lydia for dragging them into this story and says she can't go back to the Hilton with them. Coney and Henry refuse to leave her and run away with her in another direction. Daryl reluctantly follows them. At the Whisperers' camp, Beta comforts a dying Whisperer and then tells the tracker to find Lydia. In the kingdom, everything is almost ready for the fair. Navila tells Carol that this is all they fought for. She then spots Jerry bruised and without armor after returning from a supply mission. At the theater, Jerry tells Ezekiel that his patrol was attacked by a group called robbers and robbed them, giving a note warning that everyone who goes to the fair will be turned back if they do not pay the toll. Diana suggests that it could be a group of Jed saviors, but Carol rules out this possibility, knowing that she killed him. Ezekiel decides that they must fight these marauders, and instructs Jerry to gather all his fighters. On the road, Tara and Magna's group removes a tree from their path while Tammy tells Earl how glad she is to have a baby. Kelly informs Tara that she is worried about the horse, but she and Magna assure her that Daryl is fine. In the woods, Daryl and Coney develop a plan to use an office building to separate the Whisperers from the undead. Lydia warns Daryl that Alpha is going to send Beta, their best fighter. "We'll kill him first," Daryl promises. Elsewhere, Jerry and Carol are exploring a community of robbers. Carol suggests they try to talk to them first, and if that doesn't work, then they'll kill them. Back at the office building, Coney tells Daryl that her group used the building to hide supplies under a removable floor panel. They argue about how to proceed, and Connie says that Lydia should come back with them because she has no friends who could protect her. Meanwhile, Keel, Carol and Jerry infiltrate the robbers' base, where the leader, Ozzy, informs them that the meeting is only for the king. They disagree by staying on the side of Orr. Ozzy asks if they have his pay, while his men approach with pistols and melee weapons at the ready. He offers to use Ezekiel Orr as a ransom, when suddenly the kingdom's fighters grab people, Ossus from behind. And Ezekiel takes out his sword and says he is ready to fight for what they have created. He then offers the man a job clearing roads for him in exchange for access to the kingdom and the fair. Ozzy laughs in his face and grabs Jerry's sword, saying they'll have to try. Carol then asks when they last watched a movie, and a shocked Ozzy replies, "Seriously?" In the building, Henry gives Lydia a spear he made, and she reminds him that she does not want to kill her own people. He takes it back and tells her that he will try not to do it either. Lydia scolds him for risking his life for her. He reminds her that he cares about her, and they kiss. Daryl interrupts them and tells them to keep watching. On the way, a small herd of walkers approaches Tara and Magna's group. They take a stand and remind themselves to watch out for the Whisperers. Tammy puts the baby in a box with air holes and then kills several walkers to save Earl. Suddenly, robbers arrive on horseback and introduce themselves to Tari after helping to deal with the herd, accepting the deal of Carol and Ezekiel Orr. Then they accompany them to the kingdom. On the balcony of a high-rise building, Lydia notices a group of walkers and Whisperers walking along the road to the building. At the center of the group are Beta, who calmly orders his men to disperse while Daryl shoots one of the Whisperers. Beta and his men rush inside and quickly discover a trap designed to separate them from the dead. Meanwhile, Daryl forces Lydia to hide in the closet with the dog while the Whisperers crawl upstairs. Henry knocks out one of them, and Coney shoots the other with a slingshot. Daryl aims his crossbow at the main door, which is knocked out by Beta using the other door as a shield. Daryl regroups and hits the Whisperer through the tarp with a fire axe while Coney and Henry track down the others. The Whisperer wounds Henry in the leg, but then he is captured by a dog, which was released by a desperate Lydia after hearing that Henry was in danger. Henry finishes off the Whisperer while Lydia goes to help Henry, and the horse deals with another Whisperer who attacked her. Daryl cuts Zion's throat, and then Beta attacks him, whose size frightens him. They evaluate each other, and Beta presses Daryl's neck to the blade of a table saw, but he manages to hit him and escape. In response, Beta strikes his own blow, and Daryl stabs him in the chest with a knife, after which he runs into the wall. Beta snatches the knife from his chest and announces that he only wants Lydia. Daryl sneaks up on him from behind from a hidden compartment on the floor and pushes him into the elevator shaft. He spits down and grabs his knife. In the kingdom, the old robbers and the rest return, who assure Ely and Carol that they can be trusted. They greet Tara and ask where Henry and Daryl are, but Tara admits that she thought they were already there. Back in the building, the horse distracts the herd with his slingshot, and Daryl tells the others that they are heading to Alexandria for Henry's help because it is closer. When they leave, at the bottom of the elevator shaft Beta rises in pain and looks up, furious and covered in blood, with his lower front teeth knocked out in the fall. In a flashback to the time of Rick's supposed death, Michonne returns to the riverbank and digs up his weapon, but finds no trace of his body. At least 8 months later, a pregnant Michonne returns and confronts Daryl. He tells her that he went down the river to the ocean, but never found Rick. Michonne asks when he is going to return to Alexandria, to which he replies, "When I find something." In the present, Michonne cleans Rick's gun and puts it in a box labeled Judith. Suddenly, Aaron comes to her house and informs her that Daryl is at the gate with Henry, Lydia and Coney. From the post, Michonne tells Daryl that she is skeptical of Lydia, but he assures her that she is on their side. From another flashback, at a later time in Alexandria, Michonne watches the arrival of strangers and discovers her school friend Jocelyn among them. In the present, Henry is getting stitches on his leg by one of the city doctors. Daryl tells Michonne that they have to go to the kingdom soon. In the past, Jocelyn panics and tells Michonne that she needs to come back. Michonne calms her down and offers to help. Later, Michonne, Gabriel, Rosita and Eugene follow Uni to the factory, where they find several hidden children. In the present, Michonne tells Lydia that she has done things she is not proud of. She suggests that Lydia would make Alexandria a lot safer if she just left. At the lake, Judith tells Daryl that she is glad that he helped Lydia, and says that they could have defeated the Whisperers if they had teamed up, since that's exactly what her father would have done. In Alexandria of the past, Jocelyn's children's group enjoys a bonfire with the youngest Judith and children from the community. At her house, Michonne tells Jocelyn that she is impressed by the children's hunting skills, and Jocelyn replies that children are capable of anything. In the present, Daryl, Henry and Lydia go to the kingdom at night. Michonne and Aaron say goodbye to them, and Judith watches them. After they leave, Michonne looks at the manhole cover, which is closed. In the past, Michonne and some residents go to pick up their children from a sleepover, but discover that Jocelyn and the children have disappeared. Michonne and Scott search Alexandria and find a resident murdered in a storeroom that was raided. Frankie rushes to them and informs them that the infirmary was also raided and all supplies were gone. Michonne finds bloody footprints leading to a trapdoor that is wide open. In the present, Michonne sits down to dinner with her children. Judith refuses to eat and goes to her bedroom. The next morning, Michonne can't find Judith in her room, so she asks Negan if he's seen her and asks what Judith is talking to him about. He replies that it's about homework, about Rick and that she's as cool as Carl. He also says he's being honest with her and maybe if Michonne did the same, she would know where she is. She asks if he told her what he did to Glenn and Abraham, and Negan agrees. He says that Judith hates that she doesn't let Magna's people in and believes that everything should be the way Carl wanted. Michonne shouts that Judith is her daughter, and Negan reminds her that this means she will take matters into her own hands. She rushes home and finds a note from Judith saying that she had to go to help their friends. In the past, Daryl joins Michonne on her mission to find Judith and the missing Alexandrians in the woods. During the break, Michonne laments how stupid it was to trust her old friend, but Daryl reminds her that some people just have too much evil in their hearts. Some time later, Michonne and Daryl spot one of Jocelyn's children near an abandoned school. They chase him until all the children meet them in the hallway. Daryl gets an arrow in the shoulder. Alina is knocked down by Michonne. After a while, they come to their senses bloodied and tied to a pipe. Linus painfully brands Daryl with an iron cross, and Jocelyn tells Michonne that children can't be soft. Vinny then brands Michonne and she screams in pain. When they are alone, Daryl and Michonne break out and separate. Michonne sees Jocelyn in the hallway and demands to know where Judith and the other children are. While they are arguing, Gina points Michonne's katana at her. Jocelyn leaves and orders her and Linus to kill her. Armed only with a pipe, Michonne says she doesn't want to kill them. Linus makes a huge cut on her pregnant belly, and Michonne screams again. She pulls out her katana, and the children run away. Michonne finds a way out, and immediately Jocelyn beats her with a wooden board. Michonne finds the strength to stab her in the leg and chest, killing her. Michonne gets up and tells the kids that they can all go back to Alexandria, but Mitchell orders the kids to kill the Alexandrians while he deals with her. She is forced to kill him as the other children approach her. Michonne begs the children to stop, but they all attack her, and she is forced to kill them one by one until Vinny is left. She runs away when Daryl comes out of school and watches the massacre in confusion. Suddenly Judith appears from the trailer and happily hugs her mom. In the present, Michonne kills several walkers in the woods and finds Judith, saving her from the walker in time. They sit by a log, and Judith tells her that she remembers how the children were kind to her, but Jocelyn was bad. She then tells Michonne that loving someone means protecting them and asks why they stopped loving Daryl, Maggie, Carol, and the king. Michonne replies that this is not the case, and they hug again. In the past, Michonne and Daryl return to Alexandria with their children, and their parents rush to them. Back in the present, Michonne tells Judith how she changed Alexandria's mission to protect her children, but she admits that she was wrong and that they should protect those they love. In the forest, Michonne and Judith drive towards the kingdom and pick up Daryl, Coney, Henry and Lydia along the way. Meanwhile, two whisperers are watching the caravan arrive in the kingdom. "We have to tell about the Alpha," says one of them smiling.